everyone, it's Lorinda. In this video I'm going to show how I make my burlap flowers. I've had a few requests to show how to make it, and so here I am. Well, it's basically the same construction as the Tim Holtz grunge paper roses that he did last year in December. So okay, so here's how I do it. I have a video a few months back on how I stiffen up my burlap. You can either use Mod Podge, and what I do with Mod Podge is I use a stiff brush and I pounce it onto the fabric. You don't need to do it on both sides, but if you want it a lot stiffer, well, very stiff, then I would suggest doing it on both sides. You can also water down your Mod Podge and then just soak it into like a little tub of Mod Podge that's watered down. You can do 50-50 or however you like it, but then you can experiment on how stiff you want your burlap. I've also used stiffen stuff in this fabric stiffener. They both work fine, but I prefer the Mod Podge over these two, and these are empty because I've been doing so many of these. So, and then I also just recently got this Stiffy by Plaid. I like this too. So this is kind of the same as using the watered down Mod Podge. So I suggest using this or the Mod Podge. Okay, so what you do is just, like I said, saturate your fabric, and then you can either lay it flat on a craft mat or even parchment paper. Or what I do is well, this is just an example to show you, but what I normally do is I get a whole strip of the burlap. Sorry, I bumped into my tripod. And then I coat this with the Stiffy or Mod Podge, and I hang it to dry like this. I just catch it on the top and then let it dry overnight. So yeah, and I like it. I do it in this width because I use this die right here, the Sizzix, what is this, Flower Layers number 5, and this is just the perfect size to cut it to size. Okay, so that's the fabric stiffening part of it. So once your burlap is stiffened, you're going to cut three layers, like I said, using this die right here. And what you do is on the bottom layer, you're going to snip between two petals to the middle, and then what I do is I kind of snip maybe a 1/4 inch between the petals, so you have the flowers are a little more, not too together, so they have a little more, they're sort of individual. I'll show you why I do that in the end when I curl the petals back. So anyway, okay, so you do that on all between all the petals, and then this side right here, I snip off the top part of the petal, so that when you glue it together, this part of the petal you can easily curl back, so it's not so thick. Because if you leave that here, you have double thickness of fabric of burlap, so it just gets too thick. So once you do that, you're gonna get either fabric glue or hot glue, and then just put a thin layer of glue on that side, the petal that you snipped off the top, and then you just bend it over and then hold it for a second, and it's ready. Okay, and then we're gonna curl the petals back. Oops, this way. Okay, and then you're just gonna press down the bottom. Press it on your table just to flatten it up a little bit. Okay, and then the second layer, you're going to snip off one petal, and we're going to save this for the center of the flower. And again, you're going to just cut a little slit between all the petals, and then cut this petal off, and then glue them together. Just kind of spread the glue, hot glue in a thin layer so it doesn't glob up on you. Okay, there. And then on this layer I cut the tips off just like that. Can you see? There. Cut it off maybe like a little over a 1/4 inch, and then you have a big hole right in the middle. And what I even do is cut it even more to make the hole even bigger, like that. Okay, that's a big hole. That's exactly what you want. Okay, because this is really thick, so you want to take off all the excess burlap that you don't really need, and then that goes right on top of the bottom layer. Okay, we'll do that after we do this layer. So again, I'm going to snip off. This time you're going to snip off 2 petals. Okay, save that too. That's for the center piece. Snip between your petals. And trim off that petal right there. Again, glue it together. Oh, you know what? Instead of putting this together and cutting off the tip of it, it's easier if you do this before you put it together. You just kind of trim off the center so you have a hole right in the middle of the flower, and then you're going to put it together. It just makes it a little easier. You can do it just like you did the second layer, but I find that this is easier sometimes. Okay, once you do a lot of these, you kind of know how big you want your hole to be. So this is still a little small, so I'm gonna go ahead and make it even bigger. See, this is the difference between the Tim Holtz grunge paper, because your material is different, so you kind of have to treat it a little bit different. So, okay, I'm gonna curl the petals back. Okay, and then now I have the 2 petals that I snipped off from the other one and the one other petal. And then what I do is so I have 2 petals, and I kind of make into 4 petals like this. So I make 1 petal into 2, and then I do the same with the other one. See? Now there's 4 petals instead of 2, and then I trim the center down just like that. Okay, and I do the same with the 1 petal. I make it into 2 petals. Now it's sort of like a heart, and then I trim off the tip. That's the center. Okay, and then what I do is, okay, I kind of form it first before I start putting the glue on, just to make it a little easier. Okay, so it kind of softens it up, I mean, you know, a little bit, so it's easier to take its shape. Okay, so once I do that, I put glue on just on the bottom, and then I form it back. Be careful, hot glue. Okay, so turn it, twist it or turn it on itself until you have that shape like that. Okay, and then you're gonna curl the petals back, and then this one here, again, you're gonna kind of bend it a little bit, and then put glue on the bottom, and then attach it to that one rolled piece that you just made. Okay, so you kind of just stagger the petals and then put it on there like that. Easy peasy. Okay, well, it's something that takes practice. So then this is also different from Tim Holtz grunge paper flowers. Okay, so you kind of just form your petals, and then if it's still long like this, you can still snip off the bottom. Okay, and then we're going to put the flower together, starting from, this is your bottom layer, And then your second layer, you're going to put glue around the hole that you just made. Well, around the glue, the hole, okay? So there's glue right there, and then just put it on top of the bottom layer, you know, staggering the petals, and then push it together. You can use a skewer to push it down if you're scared of that hot glue, like I am. Okay, so now you have 2 layers. Then you have your third layer, same thing, put glue around the hole in the center, and then stack it on. Okay, so now you have 2 layers. Okay, and then we're going to put our center on. Okay, the center, I put the glue right in the middle of that, so you have like a gaping hole right there. So you just kind of put a glob of glue right there, and then push this the center right down into that glue. There you go. Isn't that pretty? I hope you like it, and I hope you try it. Let me know if you try it, and if you have any questions, let me know. Have fun. Okay, these are the other colors that I have. I'm actually sending these to Marion because a couple months ago I won her. Well, she showed how to make her Prima bib necklaces, and I won. And this Marion sent this to me, and I know how much she loves burlap like I do, so I'm gonna be sending this to her along with this. Look what I made out of burlap. I made this dress, and it's hanging on to a hanger that I made out of just wire that I had, and I put a organza ribbon here and some crocheted flowers, and then some vintage buttons in the center, and a swirly pearl. And I made a matching purse. Look how cute is that, with the pearl handle to match the pearl that's on the the dress, blah blah. Sorry. So okay, so that just hangs on the hanger like that, and then she'll be getting all these flowers, and I hope she likes them because I know that she likes burlap like I do. So okay, I hope you like that. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you try these burlap flowers. And if you don't want to try them, you can buy them from me. I have them in my Etsy store at watermoon.etsy.com. So, okay, have a good weekend, everyone. Bye.